your typical workplace. Employees are asked to perform a variety of tasks.
Under certain conditions, we'll also shoot a .22 pistol and a shotgun.
Many of the people who work here are highly trained engineers. But instead of making things, they try to destroy them.
Are you ready? All right.
The organization which oversees all this mayhem is a not-for-profit company called Underwriters Laboratories, established in 1894 to test the safety and reliability of consumer products. The tests take a variety of forms. Each year, thousands of home appliances are subjected to various forms of torture. Irons, toasters, blenders and hair dryers, pencil sharpeners and popcorn poppers are bashed, smashed, crushed and crunched, all to make them safe for even the most careless consumers.
My children, when I go home and, talk about work, they think that it's really neat that Daddy goes off to work and gets to break tubes and break TVs and drop radios.
Behind the bizarre testing procedures lies a serious purpose: to protect consumers from accidents waiting to happen. Children playing baseball in front of an unsafe TV set, for example. People have been breaking things at Underwriters Laboratories for many, many years, using many of the same time-honored techniques. Each test answers a question. How long does it take to crack a safe? Is bulletproof glass really bulletproof? As new products came on the market, UL engineers were there to test them first. Products like tear gas and thief-proof money bags. It would be almost impossible to calculate how many new inventions have been subjected to UL's unusual testing procedures over the years.
I think a lot of the real dangerous products we saw were really in our early history. Back in the early 1900s when manufacturers...
Keith Mowry has been evaluating products here for almost 10 years.
The products that we see today, while they're not dangerous like they were in the early 1900s, what they are now is they're really sophisticated. The technology that goes into products is amazing. Things that talk to you and computers inside refrigerators and that type of thing. There's a whole lot more things that can go wrong now that may pose safety problems that just didn't exist 10 or 20 years ago. So maybe dangerous isn't the right word. Probably sophisticated and complicated is the right word, and we have to be aware of those kinds of things too.
But they also have to be aware of the simplest things, like the exact number of wires in a piece of cable.
If you don't have safe wire, if you don't start off with a good level of performance with your wire, chances are you're not going to be able to build a good product in terms of safety. So in some respects, wire, cord, and cable are like building blocks for products. So maybe it's not the most glamorous thing in the world, but at the same time, maybe it's really right down there at the foundation, and maybe it's one of the most important things. 2032, 2033,
Some of the tests are less sophisticated than others.
Even though we don't know all the uses a product may see, we do have some stock tests we run on handheld appliances, and one of those is the drop test. We are kind of charged with the responsibility of deciding what a reasonable and foreseeable misuse is. We take a look at what the manufacturer says to do with it, and then we kind of expand from there based on what we can creatively kind of imagine what would happen with this particular product. I mean, there are times when you run into using devices in ways that a lot of people don't think of, and a lot of people don't anticipate either. So as a result, these kind of tests are based really in reality. It's way out there. It's way out there in reality, but it's within the realm of realities nonetheless. We've got the trigger taped down so that regardless of what happens, the motor is going to continue to try and spin. But on the other hand, we've got vice grips attached to the blade so the blade can't spin. So when I plug this in, the blade is going to try and spin, but it can't, and the motor can't shut off, so it's going to turn into a big heater. And it's going to make a lot of noise.
This test is designed to see if an overheated circular saw could start a fire in a basement workshop.
Whoa, it stopped making noise. Now it's probably going to starting to crackle and crunch here a little bit. I think we're maybe done.
Every year in this country, thousands of people and billions of dollars in property are lost to fire. In order to see how various materials react to fire, conflagrations of one sort or another are started here almost every day. It is the manufacturers themselves who actually foot the bill for all this maltreatment. But being certified by Underwriters Laboratories usually pays for itself through lower insurance rates. This fire door is being sacrificed to see how it measures up to others on the market. Imagine that you're trapped in a burning building with nothing between you and 1,800 degrees of raging inferno but this door. One UL standard requires that it keep away the flames for an hour and a half, the length of time it might take firemen to reach you.
Yeah, right now that's right.
The core material in this particular model failed to withstand the intense heat, but with a few modifications, it should pass next time around.
So they'll give us additional foot. We can go up and drywall.
Go up to 7 by 9 for drywall frame, for this type of frame.
It's a little difficult to really conceptualize all the different things we do here at UL. You know, with the public perception of this kind of being a place where we have a lot of fun with products and we torture them and we smash them up and we try and burn them up, the public sees the explosions, they see the torture tests, and they think of that as UL. But if the message gets across that what we're doing is public safety, that's what we really care about.
As the end of the workday approaches, UL employees gather the subjects of the day's investigations one last time. Moments later, they undergo the final indignity. It seems a fitting way to say goodbye to the place that's sometimes called the Fun House.